Let's see if that works.
And we'll also be asking for Q&A. So we've got about 5 minutes of presentation, 5 minutes of Q&A. So if you've got questions you'd like to ask, think about those. And if you're online, then put them in the chat, and Ambrose will be tracking those. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Miles, NG Labs, NG Studio, Deep Tech Labs and NG Studios for the last 12 weeks. It was excellent, actually. What a journey. And we've learned a lot. And I've just noticed that that used to be our old logo, this nice chubby bee. And we've become a serious company over the last 12 weeks. And we ended up with this logo, yeah? So Bumblebee, from Bumblebee to the bottom of a bumblebee, or a sting of a bumblebee, yeah? So that's how we ended up. Okay, I'm Richard. I'm co-founder, CEO, and head of AI at VeriBee, and I'm also a professor of AI at this beautiful university. In fact, with an office in this building, which is quite good, handy. And today, I really want to introduce to you VeriBee because we are going to revolutionize the software testing and security market, which is a very active market and fast-paced market, and a market to be right now. Our technology combines verification, AI, and dynamic analysis to find and fix bugs and security vulnerabilities in software code. And we can see bugs that other tools can't even see. And really, the differentiator is that we run your code on different carefully designed edge cases, yeah? And these edge cases are designed to break your code. Whereas other tools, they are very static. They look at your code, and just by looking at it, they hope to find bugs. So our approach helps companies to find more real bugs whilst keeping false positives at a minimum. Yeah, and for businesses, that means save money and time for software development and release secure source software. And that in terms means less bad press, less bad reputation, and in fact, we keep people out of prison. Yeah. Okay. So our addressable market is the $60 billion annual spend on software security and testing. And today, we're looking to raise £4.5 million to capture that market. We are going to win because of 3 good reasons. Our unique tech, I will tell you more about it in a moment. We have an absolutely amazing team of 5-time world champions in software verification, and we have commercial SaaS expertise as well. And we have some really good traction at the moment. We have a clean sweep of industry benchmarks. We are setting up pilots and partnerships, and we have a clear go-to-market strategy. So the big question is, why invest in us now? So let's look at some of the challenges that the software security market is facing, and let's hope that video works. Fantastic, okay. So in critical systems, software bugs don't just cause crashes. They can trigger national security risks, catastrophic failures, and regulatory breaches. CrowdStrike is just one example of last year. And now we're entering a world where software is written by AI, vibe coders, low and no coding languages. So anyone can write software these days, yeah? So that means modern software is written in ways that outpace traditional security. And upcoming regulation will demand software to be secure by design. So VeriBee turns the compliance burden into a competitive advantage. So if AI is rewriting the world's code, VeriBee is the trust layer that keeps it safe, and that's a massive opportunity for us. A word you've heard a lot today, actually, from Duncan as well. Okay, we have an absolutely amazing team to make our vision a reality. As I mentioned before, our team secured first place for 5 consecutive years in the world's leading software testing competitions, beating leading companies in software and verification, as well as top academic talents across the world. But rather than stay in academia or go to big tech, we decided to spin out VeriBee from the University of Manchester to solve one of the hardest problems in software, which is making software provably secure before it's being shipped, even in the age of AI and vibe coders. So what we have done is we have turned decades of academic research into what is a fast, scalable, real-world platform. And what used to take months of manual effort now takes minutes with VeriBee. So let me tell you more about our solution. Finding bugs in source code or software code is very similar to finding needles in a haystack. So current tools use what's known as a static pattern-based approach. So they scan the haystack to look for predefined types of bugs or needles only. And they don't run your source code. Yeah? So that approach is noisy, leads to many false positives, misses a lot of bugs, and it's only limited to finding certain types of bugs. So at VeriBee, we are doing things differently, just like mentioned, actually, yeah. And what we do is, originating from work with ARM and Intel, we have developed technology that combines verification, AI, and dynamic analysis to shake that haystack and take anything out that's spiky, pokey, or can cause danger. Yeah? And as I mentioned before, we actually run the code. That means shaking the haystack. And compared to other tools, that allows us to find staggering 30% more real bugs while having 90% fewer false positives. And for mid-sized enterprises, that means saving hundreds of hours and thousands of pounds in software development whilst letting them fly securely. Okay, if you want to know more about our tech, just come to our booth. You can't miss it. I'm not wearing this shirt on purpose, against my wife's advice. Okay, we have some really good traction now with a customer-ready MVP, and our entry point into the serviceable obtainable market, which is around $170 million for us, is to target sectors where security is critical, meaning defense, government, aerospace, financial, and so on. We're also targeting areas and sectors where the explosion of software is overwhelming traditional AppSec. Yeah? We're also going to target original equipment manufacturers that would embed VeriBee into the development pipelines. And there's also a market for us in the direct enterprise SaaS, where people would use VeriBee for AI, low and no-code governments. So loads of entry points for our solution, and we can do that because the flexibility of VeriBee. So it supports enterprise licenses, usage-based SaaS, and platform integrations. So we have an actual pipeline now. We have scoped pilots under NDA with a number of organizations, and we're working towards some really good, exciting partnerships, for example, with agentic AI and vibe coding platforms. If you come to our store later on, you will see a demo where how a partnership with Lovable, which is a vibe coding platform, could look like. So users of the platform could get their code verified and fixed before it's being shipped, which is very exciting for us. Okay, let me now finally tell you more about our technology roadmap. And that's the last slide, really. So we have built a solid MVP, and we have a focused pipeline. What we're doing today is looking to raise $4.5 million to go from MVP to secure product market fit and land our first enterprise customers. Yeah? And with an 18-month runway, we are going to use the funding to scale tech and talent. We're going to launch our cloud-based product, and we're going to target £5 million in ARR, which is ambitious but doable for us. Our roadmap is really driven around when we provide support for which programming languages, because different languages tend to be used in different sectors for different purposes. So currently we support C, C++, which is the language of choice for security-critical domains, and many of the original equipment manufacturers. So, but in year one, we also add support for vibe coding languages and other general purpose languages, including Java, JavaScript, C#, and Python as well. In year one, we're going then to add 3 additional languages in order to be able to secure blockchain and smart contract software. In year 3, we're going to add another 2 further languages to secure gaming software, and we're working already with Epic Games on this. And finally, we add 3 to 5 additional languages to secure quantum software. And here we're already in touch with D-Wave. So I want to finish this pitch really with one last punchline, because it really symbolizes what VeriBee is for, and it took me a long time to remember that one, actually, the punchline. So I want to really say that. So in a future where anyone can ship software, VeriBee ensures everyone can trust it. And let's look at that.
Great, well done. Well, now we'll open to questions. Do we have any questions in the audience? If you'd like to raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you if you've got questions in the audience. And while we're waiting for that, do we have any online, Ambrose? Would you like to...
You mentioned traction with potential customers. Have you had any traction with investors yet?
It's a good question, and the short answer is yes. Actually, we had quite a lot of traction, and we have already one potential lead investor. And this is actually without us going out and asking for money. Really, in the last 12 weeks, what we have done is we have decided what we as a company want to do and where we want to be, and we quantified how much money is needed, £4.5 million to get there. So actually only we're starting for money from now on. All the chats we had on the site were just people we met at conferences who got really excited in what we do. And so really good traction, but there is much more to come, and we hope really today we are leaving with some very good contacts and can have these discussions as well.
Excellent, thank you. Any last questions? We've got maybe time for one more.
Okay, here's one more.
Yeah.
Which competitor are you most worried about in this space?
It's a good question. There are a few, I mean, there are different competitors. There are a few big hitters like SonarCube and Sneak and Checkamax. But what they're doing is they provide support for multiple languages. So right now, not a competitor. In 5 years, they will be a competitor. There are software verification companies. They are focusing on one specific language. So again, they are maybe right now a competitor, but not in 5 years. So I think the competitive landscape will change. What is a competitor now won't be a competitor in 5 years where we want to go, and vice versa. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Good. So what did we like about VeriBee? So I think from our standpoint, we think this, code is being generated by AI. This is changing. Software engineers were doing this in the past. Now almost anyone can generate code. But yet people don't understand quite how to test that. This dynamic testing, to actually run the code and test it versus this static just looking at it, is game changing. We think that it can ensure both the security and the functionality. And we also, I think what we love about these guys is that they are world-class experts here, right? They have won all the competitions for the last 5 years against commercial folks, against academics. So these are proven, this proven technology these guys have got here. Also, this scalability, I mean, there's huge scalability here. We've seen what Lovable's done. We've seen what Windsurf has done, and the scalability there. And these guys are a natural addition to those guys. This code's being generated. How do you know it's useful? How do you know it's going to work? So some of these partnerships with folks like Windsurf and Lovable enables them to be able to bolt on the back end of the massive growth that these guys are experiencing. And prevents it becoming catastrophic, I suppose. So that's why